With 28 years later, The Bone Temple coming out this week, I wanted to talk about my thoughts on its predecessor, 28 years later. The trend of reviving a franchise for a decades-too-late legacy sequel seems like it'll never go out of style.
What? I can't hear you!
So what exactly are my thoughts on the first chapter of this new era of the franchise? Well, it can be best summed up in this picture. I may as well have been looking at this shitty horse drawing in the theater. And as this artistic masterpiece suggests, we're gonna break down this film in 3 parts. A solid beginning, a bloated, slow, distracted middle, and an ending that screams, "Sorry for the blue balls, my guy, but I promise everything will be answered in the sequel."
I'm about to bust.
Now before we go forward, I have to address an elephant in the room. A big, huge, gigantic, ginormous Godzilla-sized elephant. And by elephant, I mean a gargantuan...
Dick!
Yeah?
Take a look out of starboard. Oh my god, it looks like a huge...
Pecker! Oh, where? Wait, that's not a woodpecker. It looks like someone's...
Pirates! We have reports of an unidentified flying object! It is a long, smooth shaft, complete with 2 balls!
What? It's just an ordinary crabby. Oh my goodness!
So there's this zombie called the Alpha, who, as I've been alluding to, is quite a big guy.
Big guy. Big guy.
It's explained that the rage virus has acted like steroids for some of the zombies, and that's why he's like Bigfoot on gear. Dude is ripping off people's heads like he's the Predator, charging around like Zombie Hulk, and he's super intimidating. That is until one scene he's chasing the main cast and his zombie glizzy is dangling in 4K, big swangin'.
I let my nuts hang.
I mean, damn, I didn't know I was watching 28 Inches later. If I wanted to deal with a naked zombie chasing someone, I would have dangled some powder in front of a fence zombie on Skid Row. This was such a big deal at the time of release that a ton of outlets had to come out to clarify that it was a prosthetic. Whew, thank God, because how am I ever supposed to compete with such an enormous, girthy glazoinga?
Here is the biggest, gayest man in the world.
Seriously though, Sony, this was a scarring experience, and you'll be hearing from my lawyers. Real quick, if you're enjoying the video, please leave a like and subscribe. My goal is to hit 5K subs, and any help is greatly appreciated. Now back to the video. Now back to the horse dong. I mean drawing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Damn it, let's just get into this shit, okay? Part 1. Nailing the tone.
Now this is pod racing.
The film opens on a small town with a church where we see the outbreak 28 years earlier. This sequence highlights a young boy named Jimmy and a cross necklace he receives. It might not seem important, but trust me, you're gonna want to remember that for later.
Will this be on the test?
We then fast forward to an island community that has managed to survive this entire time. The world building here is solid, as you're able to see how the colony functions and operates. Everyone is raising livestock, living off the land, and working together in tandem. Additionally, there's no modern technology, no cars, no phones, not even electricity. There are clips edited in from an old medieval movie and multiple establishing shots. Director Alex Garland made it clear in interviews that he wanted to emphasize humanity's regression, but it's like, yeah, we get it, bro. Do you think the audience is stupid or something? Anyways, this first part of the film focuses on our protagonist, a young boy named Spike, and his father Jamie, who brings the boy into the wilderness to kill his first zombie and learn to survive in the apocalyptic outside world. Now, I was locked in for this part. I was watching the screen like... Spike and Jamie leave the island via a causeway that opens up when the tide is low. As they cross the water and edge towards the forest, the Boots poem from Rudyard Kipling starts playing, the same one from the trailer.
Oh, my God, keep me from going lunatic! Bones! 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 Bones!
Yeah, that kind of had me shitting bricks in my seat. Upon arriving in the forest, they're met with a variety of zombies. They're shooting them in the face, sprinting away and hiding in buildings. Now this is what I'm fucking talking about. There are a couple awesome scenes where Jamie shoots a zombie right in the eye and the camera whips around in a full 360 with blood spilling everywhere. It was straight out of one of the Sniper Elite games. Souped up iPhones are used in these sequences as a callback to the consumer grade camcorders that were used in the OG film. It gives the footage a grimy, frenetic quality that suits the story. The only downside of this technique is that the movie will go from 4K to like 180p, like a 2007 Samsung video, and it's really distracting. Anyway, Spike and Jamie have fantastic chemistry. I love their father-son dynamic. Jamie encourages the lad even though he's awful at killing zombies, and Spike isn't some whiny little baby. He really tries to rise up to the task.
I ain't no baby. Huh?
While there are a lot of horror films where you can't wait for the characters to get killed,
Why can't you just die?
you really want the pair to survive. Their relationship reminded me a lot of The Last of Us, or the good parts of The Last of Us.
I'm gonna be a dad.
There's this thrilling sequence where Jamie and Spike are running from the Alpha and barely make it alive before the causeway is covered in water. Upon their return, there's a party to celebrate the two's return. Jamie hails Spike as a hero. At this point, I thought I was in for an absolute banger.
Can we get much higher?
But unfortunately, the next third of the movie is where things begin to slow down.
Boring. Boring.
Part 2. Are we there yet?
Are we there yet?
No.
Are we there yet?
Damn it, I swear to God, I will turn this ship around.
This middle third turns into a road trip where Spike tries to find a doctor for his ailing mother, Isla. I kind of forgot to mention her earlier. Basically, she's suffering from some mystery illness, and I guess there's not even a makeshift doctor there to help her, but how exactly does anyone get treated when they're sick or injured? I guess I'm not supposed to think about that too much. Isla's exhibiting a lot of signs of dementia, and Spike, like a good son, wants to help her out. When Spike and Jamie were in the wilderness, they saw a giant plume of smoke, and Spike's like, "Dad, what the hell is that?" And he tells Spike, "Oh, that's nothing, don't worry about it."
He's full of shit.
When they get back to town, someone tells Spike, "Oh, you probably saw Dr. Kelsick. He's some wacko who burns bodies all day. It's crazy he's still alive." And Spike's like, "But Dad, couldn't he help Mom?" And Jamie replies, "Who cares? I'm banging someone else."
We can spend the rest of our lives making love.
God can strike me down if I'm lying?
That motherfucker's cheating.
Now, it doesn't play out like that, but Spike does see Jamie hooking up with some other chick after the party. So Spike says,
Screw you guys. I'm going.
to drag my dementia-riddled mother into the zombie-infested wilderness, even though I can't hit the broadside of Lizzo with my bow and arrow.
Not a great plan.
Now, while this part of the film isn't awful, it's a vast downgrade from what came before.
What is this shit?
So, they set out on a journey. There's a lot of walking and talking. And more walking and talking. Where exactly is the awesome zombie action we got earlier? Thankfully, there is some good that comes in the form of Spike's relationship with Isla. When she's not in the middle of a dementia episode, you can really see the strong bond that they share. There's a scene where you see Isla's perspective and she's clearly tripping out. She thinks her dad is there and that it's years before the outbreak. It really makes her sympathetic. You feel bad for her and see the pure heart she has when she's thinking clearly. And it makes Spike even more likable since he wants nothing more than to cure his mom's illness. Unfortunately, with her constantly going in and out of her dementia state, we never get a great sense of who she really is.
Who are you people?
And although I cared for her, I didn't fully connect with her character.
2,000 years later.
Finally, some zombies start chasing them. They manage to hide inside a gas station, but realize there's a ton of gas that has leaked over the years, and they begin to suffocate. Right when the zombies break through, conveniently, a soldier appears on the roof. He shoots a gas canister, and the place goes up in flames. Wow, it's really lucky they survived a blast like that at point blank range. It's like they had plot armor or something.
You guys all read the script, right?
I don't read script, script reads me.
He reveals himself to be Eric, a shipwrecked soldier, say that 3 times fast, who's been separated from his crew.
Hey, where'd everybody go?
Except scratch that, it turns out Eric was in an earlier scene where the Alpha destroyed a bunch of soldiers.
Gay.
Eric was the only one to escape. Finish him. Don't worry, we'll get to the Alpha in a little bit.
Boy, you got here just in time.
Eric starts telling Spike about life outside of the quarantine zone. And he's like, I should have been a delivery driver instead of a soldier. And Spike's like, I don't know what that is, and I don't give a shit, bro.
Damn it, Leslie, shut your pie hole!
Probably the funniest part of the movie is when Eric pulls out his phone to show Spike a picture of his girlfriend, and she's got all this cosmetic surgery, including those nasty Kylie Jenner lips. Spike's like,
What the hell is that?
the fact he's more scared of some lip filler than any of the zombies we've seen says a lot about our modern culture. Eventually, they come up on a train and hear screaming inside. It turns out to be a zombie that's pregnant? Ew, it's giving birth?
Hell no.
Isla grabs the zombie's hands and helps deliver the child, and instead of eating her face off, the zombie lady just kind of stares at her and they share a girl power moment.
Girls get it done.
And immediately after, she tries to eat her face off.
Boy, are you stupid?
I don't think so.
Okay, before we go forward, we have to break down the logistics of a pregnant zombie.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Was the woman already pregnant before turning into a zombie? If so, did she get infected in the last 9 months? Or is this movie insinuating that there's a zombie poom poom in this universe?
Brother,
I wonder who the father could be.
the father.
Well, I guess there is some humanity in the zombies after all, because the alpha isn't a deadbeat. And there goes Eric. It was nice knowing you for the 5 minutes you were on screen. What a great use of the audience's time.
Why are you fucking with me? Why are you fucking with me?
Spike and Isla take off with the baby, but the alpha wants his kid back.
This is my boy!
And this is the scene where you see the full shaboing boing, all 28 inches in its glory.
No! God, please, no!
But before the alpha rips their heads off, someone shoots him with the tranquilizer. Wait a minute. Could it be? It is! It's Dr. Kelsick! Finally! Oh my god!
Finally!
Part 3. Hippy Dippy Philosophy and Sequel Bait.
All we are is dust in the wind, dude.
Although everything we've heard about Dr. Kelsick to this point has made him sound like a wacko, he's actually a pretty chill-ass dude. He welcomes them to his settlement, he cares for the baby, and he checks on Isla. He's constructed all these towers of human bones. It's almost like some kind of bone temple.
He said it! He said it!
It's pretty unsettling until he explains why he did it. He's titled the monument Memento Mori, which in Latin means remember, you must die. Sir, I think it's pretty easy to remember you must die in the middle of a zombie apocalypse. But whatever, maybe he's just a helpless romantic when it comes to death. The whole monument is clearly gonna tie into the Bone Temple sequel, and it makes me think Dr. Kelsick is hiding something.
Liar!
Anyways, he explains that the alpha's baby isn't infected because of the magic of the placenta. That's literally what he says.
What? What are you talking about?
Okay, so if two zombies are playing birds and the bees and it's gonna come out a normal human baby, why and how do the zombies reproduce?
A good question. For another time.
Do the zombie parents plan on infecting the baby? Is there a deep primal part of their human side that wants their offspring to live a normal life? Do they plan on eating the baby for food? Kinda an infinite money glitch if you ask me.
You're ugly, you're disgusting, I'm gonna kill you.
After doing some tests on Isla, Kelsick reveals that she has a brain tumor and doesn't have long to live. Spike is devastated and I felt terrible for him. This grueling journey was entirely to save her. This is where the film turns into an existential, philosophical examination of life and death. Due to her prolonged suffering, Isla asks Kelsick to euthanize her, and although Spike protests, he realizes that it's probably for the best. Later that night, the deed is done and Kelsick burns her body. He brings her skull back to Spike and tells him to pick out the best spot for her. He climbs one of the bone towers and places her skull at the top. He says, "Goodbye, Mom," and the sun begins to rise. I can't even lie, this was a very emotional scene and I shed a few tears. And that's what's so frustrating about the movie. There are moments like this that are incredibly well done, but the tone just shifts and turns and flails to the point where you can't get a grip on what's going on. Not to mention, this feels very out of place from the previous parts of the film. We've gone from horror survival to road trip to philosophy class. It's tonal whiplash.
If I ever find one of these lying around again, I swear to fucking God, I will stop being so polite. Get the fuck out of my sight before I demolish you.
On a side note, where the hell is Jamie? I know he and Spike were arguing and he slapped the kid square across the jaw before he left, but what kind of husband or father just lets his wife and kid walk around the zombie-infested wilderness by themselves?
My dad left us for Smokes, and now he's back.
At least meet your brother.
Speaking of dads, I'm sensing someone approaching. Why the hell did they keep the alpha alive? They tranquilized him, but didn't chop off his head. He's just gonna try to kill them again.
How should I know? I'm retarded.
But this time, the roles are reversed, and Spike saves Dr. Kelsick by shooting the alpha with the tranquilizer. Nice job, kid.
I'm the captain now.
Kelsick doesn't have the items necessary to care for a newborn, so Spike and the baby head back home. But we don't see the journey there. We saw it took a few days minimum for Spike and Isla to reach Kelsick, so unless they use fast travel, it took at least this long to get back. Also, it's a good thing the baby didn't cry or make any noise to attract zombies and apparently didn't need to eat. That's pretty convenient. Spike drops off the infant and leaves before anyone sees him. He leaves a note for Jamie explaining the baby's origins and its name, Isla, after his mother. Furthermore, he explains that he will be back to the colony when he's ready. Jamie tries catching up to Spike, but the tide is coming in and he's already long gone. And this leads us to the controversial ending that had me asking, what the fuck is this?
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Spike is about to be attacked by a zombie horde when suddenly these mofos show up and start Power Ranger flipping and killing the zombies. I was dumbfounded. I was just sitting there like,
wait a minute. Who are you?
Yeah, remember that Jimmy kid from the beginning? This is him now, and it looks like he's leading a doppelganger tracksuit mafia. Apparently this was alluded to earlier with a building that read, "Behold Jimmy, he's coming with the clouds," but I totally missed this when I was actually watching it. We saw in the beginning that Jimmy's dad was a pastor, and it looks like he's cultivated his own following. Cultivated as in he made a cult. Haha, get it?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Besides the fact that this is completely out of left field and clashes with the earlier tones, why did Danny Boyle and Alex Garland decide to dress them like Jimmy Savile? For those who don't know, Jimmy Savile was a famous media personality who hosted a ton of BBC shows. After his death, it came out that he had abused hundreds of kids throughout his career. He was a despicable piece of shit. The way I see it, they probably did this to be intentionally provocative. Maybe they're setting up the classic Walking Dead theme that the humans were the real monsters after all. Yeah, real original, guys.
This is the kind of thing that just tickles my balls.
Well, at least we'll get to know more about them. I'm pretty interested to see. Oh, and the movie's over.
Are you kidding me?
Unfortunately, no, because they leave this question and many others to be answered in the sequel.
I hope you're hungry. For nothing.
How did the soldiers get shipwrecked? Are there any other survivors from their crew? Will reinforcements show up? What about the zombie baby? Will it eventually turn into a zombie? Could whatever kept the baby from turning lead to a cure for the rage virus? Will they include a graphic explanation of zombie poom poom? What's really going on with Dr. Kelsick? Is he to be trusted? Why is he so obsessed with death, and what's his plan with the Bone Temple? What about Jamie? How's he gonna get involved? Is he gonna save Spike? Is he gonna just do nothing again?
Don't ask questions. Just consume product and then get excited for next product.
And this is the inherent problem with part ones, whether they were marketed that way or not. They spend the majority of the runtime setting up for the sequel, and although there will be some self-contained storylines, it will feel like a largely incomplete work. Even if the sequel is awesome and answers all of these loose threads, it's hard to get the goodwill of the audience back, let alone get them excited again. While cliffhangers can be effective and you don't need to resolve every storyline, you don't want a laundry list of issues that the next film has to address. And while I appreciate delayed gratification, is there some Hollywood rulebook that prevents these part ones from being satisfying unto themselves?
You all know the rules.
All part ones will refuse the audience a fulfilling standalone experience in order to prioritize sequel bait.
That's right.
But what exactly incentivizes studios to do this?
We're doing it for a shitload of money.
Why answer everything in one film when you can string out the audience for several? But let's wrap this up already.
Wrap it up.
So what did this beautiful drawing teach us? No matter how strong you start, if you end like shit.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
So what are my final thoughts on the film? One good act does not a movie make. What started off as a sensational horror flick got lost in the sauce and focused too much on the future at the expense of the present.
If you don't got no sauce, then you're lost. But you can also get lost in the sauce.
There are a lot of good ideas here coupled with solid execution, but the film loses its narrative focus and doesn't know what to highlight nor what it's trying to say. It's a disorganized, disastrous, frenetic clusterfuck of tones, ideas, and themes that ultimately fails to make an impact. The Bone Temple is up next. Let's see if it's just as pointless as its predecessor.
So let's, assemble the bones?
Thank you so much for sticking with the video this long. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. And let me hear what you think in the comments. Are you looking forward to the Bone Temple? Or are you planning on skipping it and waiting for streaming? My new goal is to hit 5,000 subs, so any help is greatly appreciated. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.